This one's going to be rough. Arguably the best, most complete in the entire Note series, and it might be time to say goodbye. Hey, what's up to all my Luscious fans? Steve Alicious here, and unlike the Note 10 Plus versus the S22 Ultra video, where it was a lot closer, and it was a lot more of a conversation, and I do think that at the end of the day, if you're enjoying the fact that your phone is paid off, then the Note 10 Plus is absolutely worth keeping another year. Of course, the deciding factor for me there, the fact that it is getting another year of Android support. This, I do think, and it's close, but I do think it's time to move on from the Note 9. And if you want to be one of those people that just sits there and enjoys the music as the boat goes into the water, that's completely fine. You can absolutely do that, because there's still a lot to love about your Note 9. The iris sensor, the face unlock, secure face unlock, fingerprint sensor, how fast and snappy that it actually is compared to the on-screen, even the great on-screen ultrasonic ones that they have on the S22 Ultra. A little bit of bezel, which is not the end of the world, because now you get a completely uninterrupted viewing experience. No notch, no hole punch. What a concept! You get to actually just enjoy your content uninterrupted. So that's fantastic. Notification LED, as much as I love always on displays and think they're completely useful, and just all the customization options that are there for them, you can't just look at it at a glance across the room and know what type of notification that you've received. But if you go ahead and you color coordinate, you know, oh, it's an email from here, it's a WhatsApp message, it's a whatever happens to be, you know, oh, let me go ahead and answer that, or no, I could leave that until later. It's nice to know that from across the room, or at least a few feet away at a glance. I don't have 10, 20, whatever super high-end vision would be, that I could know what these little icons say from a couple feet away. Samsung Pay, the good Samsung Pay, which is another odd thing that they got rid of that technology. I don't know if it's a variation on NFC technology, but that ability to replicate the magnetic strips even in older credit card readers, that was so underrated, and they never really advertised it a whole heck of a lot. They never really beat the drums on that one and used it as a front-facing feature, maybe because they figured they'd be getting rid of it eventually, but that was so incredibly useful, and it's nothing more satisfying than going up to somebody and saying, no, we don't take wireless pay. No, that doesn't work. This is a credit card machine from 1989. It doesn't use it. And then you're able to replicate the magnetic strip and get it to work and see their face. It is absolutely priceless. The pen is in the right place on the right-hand side here, as that subtle, the headphone jack, though, is sneaking into the frame there, which is another thing that you get back and you get to keep on your Note 9. The pen in the right place. And still, even though it's a plasticky pen, which is a little slippier, more slippery than the one that they have, the soft touch plastic on the S22 Ultra pen, it still gets the job done, and it's going to do 99, if not 100% of the things that you're going to do on a daily basis with your S Pen, so there'd be no reason to update there. But build quality, well, no, let's hold on to the but for a second. Build quality, still flagship level, glass, beautiful design, fantastic feel in the hand, a little thinner in the hand, a little lighter than your S22 Ultra, so if that's a concern for you, you still get DeX. People jump up and down when I don't mention DeX, you still get your DeX. The screen panel is Samsung is kind of a victim of their own success there, because they are just so good going back even 4 years. The Quad HD on this thing is phenomenal, that when you look at it, you don't even feel like you're missing anything. In fact, as I was talking about this, and as I was going through this today and holding this and just kind of scrolling through it, part of me was like, I'll put my SIM back in. I'm sorry. It'll never happen again. I'll just put my SIM back in and use it. But then we get to kind of the holdup, which is the software support. When Samsung announced that they were extending devices to 4 years of support, I was initially excited, because that would mean that this would still be supported through the end of this year, but then they cut it short, right? They said the S10 series of devices was going to be kind of the first ones that would get the backdated additional support. So I knew that this was kind of over at that point, and that's unfortunate. Now, a lot of people that doesn't mind, you don't care about that. You're going to sit there and you say, well, I don't really need the security updates. Everything works. Snapdragon 845 is still plenty powerful for pretty much anything that you want to do. So gaming, whatever it happens to be, any app, certainly social media, anything that you want to do, it's going to be perfectly fine. So if you're okay with the support being out of date, you might go ahead and stick with the Note 9. S20. Why I think you should move on, though, to the S22 Ultra, despite this being perfectly valid in 2022 to use. You're going to get $400 right now if you trade this in, roughly. Other places, if you get bonuses and stuff like that, you could probably up that to $500. Pick this up for $700, reset the clock. It's really snappy. It's good. It's solid. The battery life is going to be an improvement over what you're currently getting on your Note 9. I'm getting about 4.5, 5 hours. I'm getting more than that now on my S22 Ultra. I'm getting in the 5.5, 6 hour range pretty easily. It is improving. It's taking its sweet time doing it, but it is certainly improving. Oh, micro SD storage loosen over here is why you don't get that over here. But I still think you should move on. The 120 hertz is nice. The snappiness is nice. 5G is a waste right now. But I do think that you should reset the clock, get yourself an S22 Ultra, and enjoy it for the next 3 or 4 years. Take advantage of the fact that this still has a lot of worth in the eyes of Samsung. You trade it in, and then you're set. You get the reverse wireless charge, which is a big deal. You get the bigger battery for a lot of people. I just think the feature set and the support is definitely worth the upgrade, because if you're somebody who's still using your Note 9, then you're somebody who holds on to it for a few years, and there's no guarantee that they're going to stick with this kind of form factor going forward. Samsung, I think, is confused, and they're in a bit of a transition when it comes to where they want to go. They've discontinued, I guess, sort of, the Note series, even though here it is. Here is one right here. So we don't know if the S23 Ultra is going to look like this. Maybe it's going to look like the S21 Ultra. Maybe they're going to go every other year. Maybe they got whatever it happens to be. I think you should take advantage of the fact that you love your Note, you love the S Pen, you love the squared off form factor. You're going to get that security support. You're going to get the upgraded features. You're going to get all the rest of it. The camera is absolutely an improvement. Unlike the Note 10 Plus camera, which was still pretty good. That was the first year, like I've said, in my eyes, where they really took the camera technology and the computational photography stuff seriously. They have brought some of that to the Note 9. You do get single take and some other things with the One UI 2.5 update. It's limited by the lenses. It's limited by the sensor. You will notice a difference, a just glancing difference. Not where you have to get into it and get into HDR and all the rest of it. Just at the quick glance, you'll notice a difference in photos. You are getting a better quality and a more versatile photo over here, especially with that autofocus, the improvement there with the laser autofocus, which I like that they've pulled over from the S21 Ultra. And I know it stinks. I really know it stinks, because this is just a fantastic device. But when you start getting out of date, when you start getting a year behind on security updates, when you start getting none of the new features, when you start getting into the territory where you're going to have to look at Lineage OS or Lineage OS or whatever the pronunciation is there, or other different ROMs that you're putting on here just to be able to keep it up to date. No Android 11, no Android 12. You're limiting yourself. If you love your Note, if you love the form factor, if you love all the things, the intangibles that come with that, and using the S Pen, as great as this has been for you, and as great as this is, this enhances that experience. And it, unlike a lot of devices where the S21 Ultra, coming from something like this, even with the pen support, didn't do it. I could recognize that as a great device. I could recognize it as the best device of the year, I think, Android readily available in the United States. It was a device that you like, not love. This was a device that you love to use. No people are passionate about their devices. You loved it. You're going to get that same feeling here. You're going to pick it up and just love using it, want to use it more. You're going to recapture the essence of what it was like to be a Note owner. And if you are going to upgrade and you are going to switch, I would rather, as a fellow Note 9 lover, I would rather see you go to a device that you're absolutely going to recapture that feeling of using a Note again. So this is definitely the one and the year to upgrade if you're coming from a Note 9, as painful as that is. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. LongIslandWatch.com in the description down below. We've also opened up channel memberships. Get yourself some cool cat emojis. Until next time, have that Steve-alicious day.